Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Resident Evil Village once again. This time around I woke up today and I saw that the game got cracked by Empress, so I wanted to compare it against the main game because people said that now it doesn't stutter when you're getting attacked or grabbed by an enemy, which I thought was super interesting, so here we are. We got the Steam version and the cracked version as well. So I grabbed all the Steam files and then just paste the contents of the cracked folder. So now we have the cracked version as well in a separate option. So we got the Steam version and the cracked version. We have both. So we can test the same plays over and over and see if it stutters or not. So let's go for it. What we're going to do is check out the 1% and per 1% lows and the average frame rate doing the same location. The unfortunate thing about the both versions is that the Steam version and the cracked versions do not have the same save files, so I had to replay a big chunk of the main part on the cracked version to get to the same location. So we're doing apples to apples. Bonjour, how's it going, guys? Hi, how are you doing, guys? Welcome back. So yeah, a lot of people said, hey, this is due to the effects on screen very close to the camera that stutters happen. Well, we're going to find out once and for all. So yeah, but this is not condoning piracy or anything like that. This is just for scientific purposes. So guys, if you like the game, buy it. It was made by a lot of people that put a lot of work. This is just for the publisher, Capcom, to do something about it on the original game. So we're going to be using 1080p. Anti-aliasing TAA, 0.25 GB textures, mesh quality on max, ambient occlusion, SSAO, screen space reflections, low volumetrics, subsurface scattering on, shadow quality on high, contact shadows on, shadow cache on, bloom on, lens flare on, film noise disabled, depth of field on, and lens distortion off. So what we're going to do is use these same settings on the cracked version and play the same part twice. I'm going to be recording everything, and at the end of the video, we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison in real time. We'll see how my PC can handle doing both things. We're using a 1650 Super, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, lo gracioso, Iván, es que sí, hay un link en la descripción para la yerba mate. So guys, what we're doing, this is now the Steam version. So we're doing this. We're going straight to one of the first stutters of Dimitrescu. We're first removing the eye. And I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to put the, of course, bitter mate. I'm going to put the FPS counter with the average 1% and 0.1% lows. So I'm going to first start recording here. 1 second, we start recording, good. And now we're going to start with average frame rate. So let's move out. And let's see how it fares. This is again the Steam version. So after this we're doing the cracked one. So we're moving around. We go this way, again directly into one of the daughters. So we put the maroon eye in, and I'm going to just enter and let the daughter attack me. So let's stay still and see what happens. This is again the Steam version. So right now, no problems. Let's see for how long. Okay, we stay still.
I haven't cut open a man in a while.
And we're not going to move. We're going to stay here.
Slice your jugular.
Let's see. And as you can see, just like on the demo, when she attacks us, there's like a lot of stutters there that happen in a couple of seconds. When Ethan does this with his hands, as you can see there, those stutters, that happens with each enemy that grabs you. It happens even at the beginning of the game. Those huge stutters like that Ethan is doing this motion with the hand. Well, you can see that's a pretty major stutter. If you ask me, it happens across the entire game. I played through the entire game, and that happens with many enemies. It happens on high-end computers, it happens on lower-end computers, so it happens across the board. But as you can clearly see, the 1% and 0.1% lows is 6 or 7 FPS. And it always happens, again, when an enemy grabs you. So yeah, let's get Ethan to die.
How's it feel?
Come on, Ethan. Die, please, so I can swap to the cracked version. But yeah, as you can clearly notice, look at those stutters. Okay, Ethan is dead. Good. Finally. So, once Ethan died, I stopped the average counter. We get 84 FPS average, 1% lows of 7 FPS and 0.1% lows of 6 FPS. That's the stutters. This is 1080p on a mix between medium and low. That doesn't matter, we're using the same settings. So that's the Steam version. As you can see, it has quite a bit of stutter when an enemy grabs you, especially the daughters of Dimitrescu. So let's get out of the game. And we're going to launch the cracked version. Again, what I did is I grabbed the files from my Steam version, copied, paste them, and then I paste the crack into the original files. So this is the same game. The only thing is I had to play again through the same part to get to the castle because the save files are not compatible. So yeah, what we're doing now, we're going to test the cracked version. So we are now going for the cracked version. So again, this is the Steam files with the cracked files replacing the executable. So keep that in mind. And I'm using the same settings I'm going to show you guys so you don't doubt. I'm going to just show you that. So we get back into the game. But as you could see on the Steam version, as I tested a few minutes ago, it was a lot of stutter when an enemy grabs you. So let's see the settings. We are on 1080p once again. Same settings as before. Fidelity effects on, TAA, no variable rate shading, textures on 0.25 gigabytes, mesh quality on max, what else? SSAO, screen space reflection, low volumetrics, subsurface scattering on, shadows on high, contact shadows enabled, shadow cache enabled, bloom enabled, lens flare on, film noise disabled, depth of field on, lens distortion disabled. So as you can see, same settings as the Steam version. So let's go back and let's get into the game once more. Again, the save files are not compatible between the Steam version and the cracked version, so I had to play all the way back into the castle. So we have a good side-by-side. All right, so we're back here now. And what we're going to do is we remove the eye from this like we did before. And now I start recording. So start recording. And we start getting the average frame rates. So let's move. Let's go visit one of the daughters in the cracked version. Let's see if it still stutters. So we move this way. We turn the right. Then we put the eye in. Wonderful. And we walk all the way in. Come on. Alright. So let's see if when she attacks us in actual gameplay, we get stutters. Remember, the stutters were pretty bad. So we're going to notice once she approaches us.
I haven't cut open a man in a while.
Let's find out.
Slice your jugular.
This is on 1080p, guys.
Taking a lot.
And as you can see now, there's no problem. It just says without any stutter. But what I noticed is that there's no animation of Ethan doing this with the flies, so the bugs do not kill us. And she doesn't grab us, so apparently they removed that in the cracked version. But as you can see, she attacks us and there's no stutter, but she doesn't grab us either. So, but we still take damage, guys. we'd still take damage. So yeah. Yeah, I know the VRAM is maxed out, but on the Steam version we got a lot of stutter, so you can clearly see the difference. Come on, Ethan, die, so I can stop recording. But yeah.
Good.
But apparently, according to the person that cracked the game, those animations and attacks from the enemies when they grab you make a check to see if the game is legit, so they removed all those. But as you can clearly see, it's a night and day difference. We're getting no stutter whatsoever when we get attacked by the daughter there. So let me see if I had any other save file I can show you. But they did a great job with that. Let me see if I can find a fight with the village enemies. But the difference is pretty insane in the stutter department. It stutters significantly less. Let me see if I have a save file again of the village, so we can try that out. Okay, I have a save file from the church. Wonderful. But another thing that happened to me when I was playing the Steam version, back when the game was first released, this also happens in the demo, is that when you... Let's start the recording once more. So when an enemy grabs you, there's a lot of stutter like on the daughters. This is the cracked version, so it doesn't have that problem. But the enemies do grab you still. Come on, enemies, grab me. I try to make a point here. Come on. Come on, grab me. There we go. So, as you can see, he grabbed me and performance is fine. Nothing happened. Even when he attacked me. So there's no stutter now. And there used to be a lot of it when they grabbed you like this, like you see right now. It's completely fine. Frame time is stable. Nothing major happens. It's like, even when I use the gun to explode enemies' heads, I don't get any stutter whatsoever, which I did in the Steam version. As you can see, completely smooth. So let's go now again for the Steam version. So we close the game. And we're going for the Steam version once more. Let's let the enemies grab us in that version. So yeah, guys, I'm not providing any links to the cracked version or the game files, so this is just for scientific purposes. Okay, so now we're opening the Steam version once more. So as I was saying, the thing that I think that they did with the cracked version is that they removed those entry points where the game checks if your version is legit, which were, hang on, I think it was this one. Yeah. So as I was saying, I think that what the game does is when an enemy grabs you, is checking with the DRM if the game is legit. Oh, my bad. This wasn't the save file I was looking for. So they removed those things and the game doesn't stutter anymore. So hang on, I have a lot of save files. Okay, hang on. I think I don't have the save file of the enemies grabbing me. That kind of sucks. Okay, I'm going to go from Luisa's house then. Okay, let's wait for her to open the door. But yeah, guys, to sum up, it seems that the game checks for... The DRM does the checks when either the enemy grabs you or when one of the daughters is throwing at you some of those bugs and you do like this. It seems to be when the DRM checks if it's legit. So that sounds pretty interesting. But still, as you can see, he grabbed me and one spike. So that doesn't happen in the correct version, which is interesting. Let's go back. You know what? I think I have another file that has more enemies. So it will be easier to see. Okay, find the house with the red chimney. Yeah, I'm going for that one. That one has more enemies. But again, the problem I have here is that I'm limited with the save files because they do not work. The save files from the Steam version don't work on the correct version and so on. So let me see if I can make an enemy grab me. Let's see. It was this way, I think. Is a novel thing that EA used for FIFA games? I do not know. I think EA uses an always online DRM or something like that in some of the games. Okay, we're back into the village. Let me see if I can find an enemy that can grab me. That's kind of the problem. I'm trying to find enemies in my other... Okay. That should be it. Enemies, are you here? I think it was this way. I heard something breaking, so definitely there must be an enemy. Come on, don't do this to me. No? No enemies? There we go. Grab me so I can show the stutters, please. And as you can see, there it is. In this case, it's not a big issue, I would say, with the smaller enemies. It's an issue when there's a lot of enemies and they grab you and the daughters. Come on, grab me. And boom, stutter. Of course, it's a lot more noticeable when you're fighting against the Dimitrescu daughters. But still. It's there. Come on, grab me again. I dare you, mother fluffer. So yeah, but this happens pretty often, especially at the very start of the game. And as you can see, when the head explodes, there's a stutter as well. So imagine you're fighting multiple enemies at once. It happens, it is more noticeable in that regard. So anyway. So we got the footage, it's time to make the video and edit it. So what we're going to do now, something that I never did before in a live stream, we're going to edit the video in real time. Let's see if my PC can handle it. So hang on, guys. What I'm going to do now, okay. Hopefully my PC doesn't crash for this, but we're going back here. And as you can see, hey, here I am. I'm sorry, my bed is a disaster at the moment. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. We're going to edit the video while we're here, because I want to show you the side-by-side as best as I can. So we're going to grab the files from the recording, which is the first two files. So the first one, I think it was the Steam version. Yep, it is. So Steam version, Dimitrescu, and then we get the cracked version. And we do a side-by-side, shall we? We're going full Digital Foundry today. Let's go. So hang on, guys. Please, computer, don't die. I dare you. So I'm going to put this down. All right. Hopefully you guys can see. So we're going quarter resolution. And okay, when she shows up, we're going to put that there. So the correct version will be on the left and the Steam version will be on the right. So yeah, let's sync it up. So we got Ethan's hand there, and we're going to sync it up with the cracked version. So we rewind. Okay, Ethan's hand, where are you? Okay. Oh, interesting, the color space is different. I wasn't expecting that. All right. Oh, there we are. Come on, hand in the middle. There we go. That should give us a good side by side. Oh, screwed up. Now we're talking. Steam version. Boom. Okay, almost side by side. Hang in there, I'm getting there. Okay, I think that should do. So, we put the Steam version at 2560, and now we have a complete side by side. So that should show you what's going on. So, as you can see, on the left is the cracked version, and on the right is the Steam version. We're going to put some text, cracked, and Steam. Alright, never did this live. It's kind of weird to do it live, but hey. So, Steam version on the right, cracked version on the left. Let's go all science on this. I'm going to science the heck out of this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the average, as you can see right now, the average is almost the same. So we're getting average of 115 and 1% low of 72 and 0.1% low of 10. On the cracked and Steam version here, it seems to be the same. Alright.
I haven't cut open a man in a while. Let me string you up. Slice your jugular.
Let's see. Okay, so before the daughter attacks us, as you can probably notice, let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. The averages and 1% and 0.1% are all the same. They are like, let's zoom in to show you. 109, 108, 71, 70, that's margin of error stuff. So we're good. But when she attacks us, as you can see, the Steam version stutters and the cracked version doesn't. But we don't have those animations on the Steam version. So as you can probably notice, yeah, the cracked version does not have those stutters. The cracked version looks brighter because color space. I screwed up the color space on that one. That's why it probably looks brighter. The brightness and saturation options are probably different. I forgot to change that. But the settings are the same. So the issue is those stutters. That's the only difference in performance. So performance is the same. The thing is, when an enemy grabs you on the cracked version, you're fine, don't stutter. But when it grabs you on the Steam version, you get those micro stutters. They also happen when you are getting grabbed by an enemy in the village. So yeah, those stutters do not happen on the cracked version, but they do on the Steam version. So that's the only performance difference I can tell you. So other than that, it runs the same. The issue is that when the enemies are attacking at you, you're kinda getting stutters all over the place. And the more enemies are there, the worse. So my advice is, well, first, my advice to Capcom, please fix this. I'm not saying, hey, remove DRM. I'm saying, hey, prevent DRM from making our game stutter, please. We paid for the game and we have to download a cracked version to be able to avoid the stutters. That's kind of I don't know, terrible business practice if you ask me. I mean, I understand they have to protect their investment, but this is a little too much, I would say, because the people that didn't pay for the game are getting those stutters. It's ridiculous. So in this case, the pirates get the better experience.
Man in a while.
So the people that didn't pay for the game are getting the best experience. They're getting no stutter. And this happens on every PC.
Dad, which would you prefer?
And the same happens again, as you can probably see here, when the enemy grabs you in the Steam version, like this, there is like a spike in the frame time. That's not a big problem when these are like minor enemies. You can clearly notice that stutter, though. Just look at that. Those two stutters. But then if you go to the Steam version, the cracked version, they grab you and nothing happens. The frame time is fine. I mean, come on. That's pretty obvious. And I'm going to destroy the head of one of the enemies here. Let me show you that. So in the Steam version, I destroy his head. Come on. Boom, headshot. And it's fine, no stutter. But I destroy his head in the on the Steam version. And boom, stutter. So imagine fighting multiple enemies at once, you destroy like 3 heads. It's going to be a stutter fest. But on the cracked version, that doesn't happen. So I'm confused. I don't know. I'm confused and disappointed at the same time. This is ridiculous. I mean, they did a great job with the game. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Capcom and their games, but this is unacceptable, guys. I cannot believe. So in this case, yeah, DRM is destroying the experience of the game there. So yeah. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I wanted to do this video to show you guys the comparison there. I'm going to publish a separate video talking about this in more detail. But yeah, I mean, they did a terrible implementation in this game with the DRM because the game experience gets affected. As you could see, when an enemy grabs you, well, you're going to get stutters. And if you're fighting against a boss or one of the daughters, you are going to get more stutter when they grab you. I'm not saying it's unplayable, I'm just saying it's worse. So I rather have no stutter. But what pisses me off the most is that people that did not pay for the game are getting the best experience so far. So absolutely ridiculous. They should be ashamed of themselves. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I wanted to give it a shot because many of you requested it. If you like what I do and want to see more, follow the channel, subscribe, like the video, comment. Just by watching this video and liking it, you're already helping me significantly more than not watching my videos at all. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, see you guys next time. Thank you. See you later, guys. Love you all. Thanks for being here. See you next time. And well, send this video to Capcom so they fix the issue, please. I would appreciate it. I want to play my Steam version without stutter. Thanks. See you later, guys. Stutter son tirones. Nos vemos. Chao. Gracias.